Alright guys, so let me show you how I actually created this expenses tracker dashboard. Like say it's fully automated and interactive. You can actually check all of the expenses. It gives you an overview of what is going on, where your money is actually going. It tracks every bit of your money by month, by day, by category, by payment method. So, and then we have an entry sheet. It's a complete circle. We have an entry sheet where you log your expenses. We have our pivot table. We have our dashboard. We have our database where all our expenses are logged automatically. So it's a complete lesson, and I will want you to watch it from the beginning to the end. Don't skip any part of the lesson. And if you want to get this template, you can just drop a comment in the comment section and I'll reach out to you. Thank you very much. Alright, welcome back. So one of the reasons why you need to watch the first lesson I did is so that you can know how we actually got to this place, where how we are able to design this entry sheet whereby you can log your expenses, and then we have a dashboard whereby when you log your expenses it comes straight into this place, and then we have some list for our drop down. Now let's see what we did the other time, whether it's actually working. Now this PV number, payment voucher number, is automatic. You can actually leave it or you can enter it manually. Here you can enter the, let's say today is 31/12/2024, and then the category, simply let's say utility, and then this time let's say airtime. We want to actually lodge these expenses, and then let's just put 1,000 naira, and then approved by you, payment method, let's say cash, and then approved by, so let's say James Long, and then you just click on add, and then you see that of course what we have done the other time is still working. We have our expenses this sheet is still very much working, active. So our expenses has been lodged, and then we click on OK. So if you come to the database and you go to the last entry, you see that we have a new entry now that has been lodged. So we have a new entry. So the sheet that we designed is actually working. Let me get rid of this because I actually don't need it for this lesson. So we have that, and if we click here, it of course clear all the entries and make the sheet very ready for a new entry. So that's one of the reasons, so that you don't get lost as we of course proceed in this lesson. Now I've said earlier that this expenses tracker can be used by individuals, businesses, or corporations. That actually works. All you need to do is just to modify your category. Here I have this category, you can modify it. Here I have this payment method, you can modify it. Here we have this approved by, you can modify it. You simply come to this sheet called list, and then you're able to modify everything that is there, and it should work. All things being equal, it should work automatically. So let's go on and create a dashboard. Now for us to do that, let me add a new sheet. Let me call this pivot. So let's have this as pivot table, and then let me add another sheet as let's call it a dashboard. Let's call it a dashboard, and then we have this particular sheet pivot. So let's go on and create a pivot table. But before we create our pivot table, let's actually do some adjustment here. So here, let me have day. I want to actually extract some data here. Let's have the day name that we want to use for our pivot table, and here let's have the month, and then we have it. So we can use our text function to extract the date. We say text, and then we reference this date, then your comma, and then put it in quotation, and then put your D, close the quotation, close the bracket, and then you have it. So have all the expenses, the dates of the expense. For example, these expenses occur 2024 January 1, and then we have the day. So the day name will be equals to text. Let's just extract the day name. We still reference this, and then we have our comma. Then we want the day name. I want to have it this way, and then we have it. So we have the day name, and then the month also we simply have to extract it because we want to use for our pivot table. We reference this with the text function, and then we just put it in quotation and say MMM, and then we close the quotation, we close the bracket, and then we have it. So we have everything set now. So we can go to our pivot and begin to extract our pivot table. Now we come to the database, just click on pivot, and then we have this. Click on system worksheet, then go to this sheet. Let me go to this sheet. Let me get rid of this. Then let me just reference. This is where I want to have it, and then I will click on OK. For let's start with category. So simply put C there, and then amount, simply put it there. And then we have that of the category. Then we can simply, let me copy it and paste it there. I will paste it there. I want to have about 5 pivot table. I'll paste it there, and then I'll paste the last one here. So here I don't want to have category here. I simply want to have payment method, and then this is actually okay. Now here I will not want to have category also. I will drag it away. I will have let me have day, then we have it like that. Here let me change it to day name. I'll take away the category, and then the last one, let me have the month. So let me have the month. I'll put in the month here. I'll take away the category. Then we have all our pivot table, as you can see. So we have all our pivot table. These are our pivot table. This, well arranged and everything. So we have 5 pivot table now. Now, lastly, I want to have the grand total. Let me just say equals to sum. We're going to need it. Then we can reference this, and then we have it like that. So we have the sum, and then another thing we can do is that, let me right click and format the numbers. I want to have it as counting. Yes, this. No, I don't need this. Let me have it as currency 1000 separator. I don't need this. No, but I want to have it this way. So we have it this way. So this format, let me just click on format printer twice and apply the same format to all my pivot tables. Let me have applied the same format, including the grand total. And then I'm done. I'll just click escape. Then I have this as a grand total. So from this that we have created all our pivot table now, we can now begin to have our dashboard set out for ourselves. So let's begin to create our chart for the dashboard. Now let's start with can start with any of this. So just click on it this way, and then go to insert, and then under you see all the recommended chart and all the chart elements that you can pick. But for category, I would love to have a bar chart. So let me go to bar chart, and then I want to have this. Then I will click on OK. I will want to cut it, Ctrl X to cut. Go to the dashboard and just paste it anywhere. We'll come back to that. And then for payment method, I'll go back to insert, then recommended chart. For payment method, I want to have a donut chart. So let me just go to pie, and then this is the donut chart. Then I'll click on OK. I want to cut it and go to my dashboard and then just paste it somewhere. Go back to pivot table here where we have the the day. I go to insert, and under recommended chart I want to have a line chart. I can have this line chart, and then I'll click on OK. I want to cut it and take it to my dashboard somewhere. And then here on the day name, you can have a pie chart just to differentiate it. And then I will go to pie, and then this, I can have this. I have it this way. I want to cut and then take it to my dashboard, and of course paste it somewhere. And then lastly, for the month, I want to have a column chart for the month. So I'll go to insert, recommended chart, and then I have a column chart. Then I will just cut it, and then I'll cut, and then I will paste. And now we have all our charts. So all we need is just to begin to arrange them the way we want them to look like. So here, let me have my pie chart. I'll just drag it a bit, and then followed by the column chart. I'll follow it by the column chart this way. Let me have it this way. And then my screen, I want to have it as a page layout. I want to have it around 90, 80. Yeah, let me have it around 90, and then I'll just have it this way. This, I'm going to drag it this way. This, I will just drag it this way, and then this, I will just drag it this way. We begin to do all the formattings later. This, I can have it this way, and of course my line chart, I can of course drag it a bit this way, or let me just have it this way, and then this, then drag it this way, and then I have all of them complete. So we only have to do a little bit of formatting now. Some of the formatting that we have to do is, for example, I don't want to have this. I'll simply delete the grid lines. I will delete them. I will delete the grid lines, and then this one also, I'm going to delete this legend. I will delete the grid lines. I will delete the grid lines. I will delete the legend here, and then I will delete this total. I don't need it. I don't need this also. Then we have all of this. So I think basically we are good to go. So let's run through all of the formattings that we still have to do. I'll just click on this button. If you want to click here, you see other chart format that you can select from, but I don't have to do that. I want to create something that is very simple and effective. So we have the chart title. We don't need it. We can remove it, but I want to have it. The data label. If you want the data label, yeah, we should have the data label. The legend. For this legend, let me move to the bottom. Yeah, we have it at the bottom like this. Now for the data label, let me just do a bit of formatting. So go to more options. Then we have this coming up here. Just uncheck this, and then click this way, number format. You may want to select custom and select this so as to reduce custom. So let's just customize one. We have it this way, and then we just put in the K. We have it. So then you can just bold it, and then we have it that we have that. So we can see that this is actually better. This chart, I can expand it a bit. Okay, maybe we want to expand it a bit bigger. Then this is okay. you can have your chart title. This is okay, I'll come back to that later. Then we'll come here, edit this. I want to the legend, I want to have them, but I want to take them to the bottom, so let me have them at the bottom this way. And then the data label, I want to have them, and of course I want to come here, then this, untick this, and then this way pick custom, and the one we added the other time, where is it, this, then we have it. So you can just as well bold it, and then we should be okay with that. And then others like this, this is okay, but let's add a bit of no, the data labels. We want to, I don't need this, the data label, I want to have this, and then I have it as more options. Take this and take this, numbers, pick custom, and then the one we worked on the other time, that should work. And then you just simply bold it, and then that should work. You can bold this also, you can bold this also, and then you can simply bold this also. I think we are okay with that. And then we come to this chart, line chart. I don't think I will have the data label. It may be a bit cumbersome. Let's try and see if it will work. I will untick this, then go to custom, then select this, and let me put the bit and see. Let's see whether it's actually work. I think it's no, I don't want to have it. I'm not going to have it. It's too cumbersome. Now I don't want to have this also, so we just have our line chart like this, so we can just put our cursor and then we're able to see whatever is there. But this very one, I think we should have the data labels there. I don't need the axis label, the data label. I want to have it, so I will go to it and have it as this custom, and then I'll pick this. I want to bold it. Under here I want to uncheck this, and that should take care of it. And then we have this, so I want to bold this also for January to December. And then so let me rearrange the chart again, and then this also, let me rearrange it this way, and then I can take this way. So we have all our chart, basically they're ready. We can put the title. This is let me quickly put the title. All right, so we are done with all the formatting that we have to do. Now let's just do other formatting as the case may be. Now let's connect the slicer with it. So we simply go to the insert, and then we come to slicer. Just look for slicer. So this is a slicer. Just click on slicer, and then we have to select one of the stuff. Click on slicer. Now I want to have slicer by month. And then I want to have slicer by category. Those are the two slicers I want to have. I'll click on OK, and then we have them. So I can pick this and put it there. I can pick the second one too, and of course put it there. Let me put it there a bit. Let me adjust this a bit. So I will adjust this a bit, and then I want to put it here, and then drag it a bit and see whether I have all my months. So I want to have all my months. I believe all my months are there now, so I want to have it that way. Now the slicers are not working yet. They are not working except for this. So what we can do, let's just connect. So come to slicer setting, but before that, let me just put the color that I want my slicer to be. I love this. Then this also, let me have it this way. Okay, let me have my slicer this way. I think this is good. Now simply click on the slicer and go to reports and go to slicer setting. Go to slicer setting and then click on report connections, and then we have it. So what you have to do is that just check all your pivot tables. So I want to check this, check this, check this. I want to check this also. We have the 5 of them working for us. We have the 5 of them. Then I'll click on OK. Now go to the second one, select report connections, and then check this, check this, check this, and then check this also. And then we want to click on OK. Let me delete. I don't want this data label to be there. So we have that. Now I'll go to my view and untick the grid lines. I don't want to say the grid lines. I've unticked them. This is good. Let me lower my screen a bit. Yeah, I have let me put it to around 85%. I want to have it around 85%. Yeah, this is 90% and it is good. So we have that. So if we click on any of this now, the expenses are actually showing. Let me work on this. I don't want the data labels. I don't want the data labels to be there. So if we click this, you can see that our slicers are working, and if we use this, you can see that our slicers are also working. They are working, and then just want to clear the slicer, just click on clear the slicer. Then you have all of your stuff working perfectly the way they should work. So for you now, you only have to select an expense. For example, if you want to see all your expenses in January, just click on January, and then you see with the whole of your expenses in January, by category, by payment method, and all of that. If you want to see multiple months, you can hold down your shift key and select as many months as possible. You can do that, or you can clear the slicer, or you can also select by category. Pick it, you see your expenses by category, and this is actually automatic. Whenever you lodge a new expenses in your entry sheet, it of course will report. The pivot table will pick it up, the dashboard will pick it up, the database will pick it up. All of them has been actually linked together. Now lastly, the last I want to do is that I want to have for example, let me go to insert this, and then I want to have a shape. Let me have this shape. Then let me draw this shape like this. I want to have to decrease this a bit. I have to decrease this a bit also. So let me have my shape this way. Yeah, I want to have my total. So just click on it and say equals to, and then go to your pivot table and reference this. Click on OK, and then we can then modify it. I'll click this way, and then I want to center it. I'll bold it, and I'll increase the font size and change the text color to white, and then we have it. So we have the total of expenses are showing up, and of course we can let me insert a new shape. So I have this way. So I'll right click and edit text. And then I'll call this expenses tracker. Expenses tracker. Highlight it and go to home, bold it, center it, and then increase, and then change the text color to white. Then we have it. So we can actually move it to this side. Let me move it to this side. Have it this way. Then we have total of your expenses. So whenever you want to actually see your expenses, let's say by month, click on January. Then you see the total, the whole total of your expenses in January. It will be captured like this. If you want to see February, just click on this way, and then you're able to see it. February. If you go to March, you're able to see it. And if you want to select multiple months, just hold on your shift key and select as many months as possible. All the chart and every that will automatically adjust. You can clear the slicer this way. If you want to check by category, click on category. You see the total relating to education. You see the total here, and then you see it by month. You see it by all of that stuff, payment method, day name, and all of that. See the food you want to check, you see it this way. Health you want to check, savings, your savings you want to check, transport you want to check, utility you want to check. So you have all of these linked together dynamically. Now this is all I want to cover in this lesson. If you have learned anything whatsoever, come on, give me a thumbs up. And if you are interested in getting this template, the whole template, with the code, with the pivot table, the dashboard, the database, the list, everything with complete file, and drop a comment in the comment section, and I'll reach out to you. Thank you very much.